What is up, guys? I know I haven't uploaded in a minute. I'm sorry. Life's just been kind of busy. You know how that goes. But I had something I wanted to talk about today, and it's why you aren't making gains or making growth in the gym. Okay, so a lot of you guys will start out and you just think that eating chicken and rice and salads and all these healthy things is just gonna automatically, make you leaner and bigger and everything. And oh, I'm gonna go to the gym 6 times a week and I'm gonna do a bro split and all these things. No, no, no. That is not gonna help you. You're on the right track with that, but especially if you're like me, I am a hard gainer. It takes a lot of food for me to gain any kind of weight. When I initially started bulking, I ate everything in sight. Everything. If you guys think I'm kidding, I'm not. I was probably pumping 5,000 calories a day, okay? I'd wake up in the mornings, I'd go and have like 3 cups of cereal with whole milk, and then I'd have like 2 servings of this chicken fried stir fried rice, you know, and throughout the day I had a meal plan too, so I'd just go and I'd eat meals at my dining hall, and for dinner I'd have like 5 slices of pizza, 2 cheeseburgers, and just all of this stuff. That's how I honestly put on like 30 pounds, 40 pounds in the first little bit, you know, and once I got to that weight, that goal weight, yeah, whew, I was fluffy, you know, rocking the double chin hardcore, rocking the stomach fat hardcore, but once I hit that point where I had gotten strength, where I had gotten size, then I was more comfortable with eating, okay, I'm going to eat 3,000 calories a day now, but now I'm going to eat that chicken and rice. Or, now I'm going to have steak and potatoes and my greens and things like that. Initially, you have to, especially if you have a hard time gaining weight, you got to eat a lot of food. And I know for a fact that a lot of you guys, if you're starting out and you're eating chicken and rice and all that stuff, you're not eating enough chicken and rice. There's no way, unless you're just chowing down nonstop on that healthy food, you're not going to be able to eat a caloric surplus. Like, trust me on this one. If you want to see some dramatic results, like fast results, you just gotta eat. And for me, honestly, I think a lot of people just try to go and they just try to be as healthy as possible, as quick as they can, and good. That's good. That's a good start. But like, if you're serious about putting on size, if you're really serious about it, you just gotta eat everything. I'm not even kidding. You just eat everything and just, make sure that you're lifting hard. I see a lot of people like, oh, I haven't been able to gain weight at all. I'm sitting at 140 pounds. I'm 18 years old and all this stuff. I'm like, like, I I want to be able to help you guys because I was in that situation at one point. I was like, yeah, I'm going to get huge. I'm going to make sure I'm eating salads and making smoothies and eating chicken and potatoes and all of these healthy things. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do these compound movements, and, I'm just going to make sure I'm pushing weight around, getting stronger and everything. I sat at like 135 pounds through freshman, sophomore, and half of junior year before I finally started research things and figuring things out. Like, you will not make any progress if that's your only goal is to just eat healthy and train. Training properly will help you get there faster. Okay? Let's talk a little bit about that training first, though. One thing that's super important is progressive overload. I know a lot of you have probably heard that, or sometimes some people might have never heard that. So progressive overload is essentially making that workout harder in some way over time. Okay, so let's say I start out benching 135 pounds 5 times. Okay, and that's my max. I can only bench a plate 5 times. Well, the next week, I'm going to try and put on 140 pounds. So I'm going to put on 2.5s. And if I get for that for 5 reps, that means I'm getting stronger. Okay? And then the next week, you add another 5 pounds up, boom, you're up to 145 pounds for 5 reps. Okay? Another way of doing this is making sure that you have really correct form. Slower eccentric movements and more explosive power movements, you know? So let's say I've been doing that progressive overload, I can bench 225 2 times now, okay? Well, now I'm going to try and move it slower, you know, move it slower down and more of an explosive up. Well, that's also a progressive overload because you're making that workout harder in some way. Okay? So if you want to progress, you have to progressive overload on your weights. You got to make that workout harder some way or somehow. There's that beautiful train. One thing that really bugs me too is you see a lot of professional bodybuilders, a lot of professional athletes, you know, movie stars and stuff working out. And I mean, their form sometimes is just, you know, they look like they're going really fast, you know. Those people have figured out how to make those workouts still hit certain body movements by going at a fast pace, right? Because over time you start learning, okay, this is where I need to go to on my bench press, you know, and I can just start essentially repping it out faster. You know, starting off, you have to just make a mind-muscle connection with the workout that you're doing. You know, if you're doing a plate on bench and you're feeling it in your shoulders, you're doing it wrong. You know what I mean? You got to figure out how to make your chest feel it in that exercise, right? You know, bench isn't just about throwing around as much weight as you want. I'm sure that everybody wants that, I mean, myself included. But you really just have to be able to emphasize that movement and figure out what's going to target a certain area of your chest, okay? So a lot of people, I see them in the gym, especially with shoulder raises. I don't know why it's shoulder raises, but I see them doing these shoulder raises, and I'm kidding you not, they've got 25 pounds in hand, and they're going, you know, what is that? What are you doing here, you know? Like, what movement is that? That's just gonna hurt your shoulder some way, some form. You know, for example, Parker and I used 7.5 pounds today on our shoulder raises. 15 reps, super slow and controlled. I'm talking like this, sitting there, 3 seconds up, hold, 5 seconds down, okay? That was awful. It was only 7.5 pounds, and it was one of the hardest shoulder movements I've ever done. You know, so when you see people going in there and throwing around weight, ego lifting and everything like that, it's hard to not want to be able to lift that much too. Like, oh, I bet I could do 25s, you know, or oh, I could do whatever weight they're doing. Don't ego lift. You know, you're gonna progress so much faster than that dude that's just going in there to ego lift. If you actually sit and focus on form of whatever exercise that you're doing, you will make significantly more gains than that dude. That dude, I guarantee, has been going to the gym for 4 or 5 years. You know those guys. Everybody knows those guys that just go in there and they never get any bigger, they never get any leaner, they never get any stronger because they're using terrible form and they're just ego lifting. Okay? Go in there and lift properly, and you're gonna see results from that. After you start lifting properly and everything, then it's time to focus on diet, okay? If you've bulked and you've tried everything and you've gotten up to the weight that you want, okay, now it's crunch time, okay? People think that carbs are the devil. You know, the keto diet right now is trending, and I can't stand it. I can't stand it. Your body is meant to have those nutrients. You can't just cut certain nutrients out of your life because your body is it's scientifically and evolutionarily meant to have certain macronutrients, and you can't just cut those out. You know, you can't cut out fats, you can't cut out protein, you can't cut out it's not healthy for your body, okay? People don't realize that carbohydrates are energy, okay? I have a supplement that I take before the gym. It's just a scoop of carbohydrates. It's like 36 grams of carbs. And you just put it in your pre-workout, and it gives you a pump of energy. Like, I'm not even kidding. You take it and you start working out, and all your muscles are tight and hardened, and you feel good, because carbs are good for you. They equal energy. So don't cut carbs out of your diet. The biggest thing that I see is people just are like, okay, I'm just gonna eat 300 calories a meal, and I'm gonna eat 3 or 4 meals for the day, and I'm gonna get a total of 1,000, 1,200 calories, and I'm gonna start losing weight. No, no, that's not gonna work like that. If you only eat that much food per day, your body's gonna go into a phase where it just starts storing fat because it doesn't know when its next meal is gonna come. Okay, so that is the biggest thing, that when people message me, or I'm talking to them, or I see it on YouTube or Instagram and stuff, like, oh, I'm only eating like 200 calories per meal, I'm at 1,200 calories for the day, 1,300 calories for the day. Well, you're not going to make any progress with that, because your body's just going to keep storing fat. So you got to make sure that you're still eating enough food to sustain your body, but under a caloric surplus if you're trying to lose weight, and a caloric surplus if you're trying to gain weight. So listen to me when I say this. Food is your friend, okay? You want to be able to just eat a lot of food. And once you get to that point, like I'm saying, you can start eating protein, healthy proteins, steak, chicken, salmon, ground turkey, whatever, mixed with, potatoes, rice, spaghetti, all of those things, and add some greens and some fruits into your diet. But don't cut the diet out. People are just like, you know what, if I eat less, it's gonna be good for me. No. If I cut carbs out, it's gonna be good. No. Eat food. Your body needs that food to build muscle, or even to lose fat. You don't realize that, but you need to eat fat and eat carbs to lose fat. But overall, guys, focus on proper form. Proper form is king in the gym. Okay, I know, power lifters, even though they're slinging weight around, they still have proper form on their lifts. Don't just go in there to throw around weight. Honestly, you won't see any increase in size if you're just gonna go throw around weight. You'll get a little bit of newbie gains in there, but then it's gonna stop. Okay, so don't throw around the weight. Learn your proper form, and then focus on diet. If you're a hard gainer, you gotta eat. You gotta eat a lot of food. Throw in some healthy foods, but just go eat a whole pizza. If you want to eat a whole pizza, go eat it. If you want to go eat 3 Big Macs, go eat it. If you need some way to get those calories in, you gotta learn to get those calories in some way, shape, or form. And another thing, once you get to that point that you want to be at, whether you're trying to lose weight, or you've bulked and you've gotten to the point where it's your time to cut, then it's time to get down to the numbers, figure out your macros. See, I've been hovering at 180, 185 for the past 2 or 3 months, but I've been getting leaner with time. So I've been eating those healthier foods, but I'm still maintaining that weight that I got to initially from that super heavy, dirty bulk. So that's just showing you that you can still keep that size, but lose weight at the same time once you learn your body, and once you learn your macros, and how to eat and when to eat. But seriously, guys, if you have any questions or anything about lifting, getting bigger, losing weight, anything, feel free to email me. Feel free to go down in the comments. Hit me up on Instagram, anything, I don't care. I just want to help you guys out, and I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.